point was staying with political developments in Ondo State ahead the November the 16th governorship election there. We've been speaking with two aspirants. One of them is a former member of Ondo State House of Assembly. He's also a former chairman of Osopodec and former member of NDDC board, Benga Edema. He's joining us from Akure via Zoom. We've also been speaking with the former national president of the Nigerian Medical Association, Professor Francis Fadoile. He also joins us, on Zoom from Ondo State. Good. Thank you both for staying with us.
Thank you so much.
Let me come to you, Professor Fadoile. What is your pedigree in terms of this, your capacity to run a state like Ondo State? Some will say, I know you've talked about how you are a former chairman of, NMA, and NMA in itself is national, and so you've got an experience from that. But some will say, look, running a state and running, an association are two different things.
Well, thank you very much. The first thing you need to understand is that anybody who wants to run or who wants to perform an action must prepare himself or herself for that action. And it is in that preparation that you can now say, look, you can trust this person for the job that he's saying he wants to do. Apart from being a former president of Nigerian Medical Association, which is a very high level of position of responsibility, as a national body leader, I have also been a former chairman of Nigerian Medical Association in Lagos State. And again, in my career as a lecturer, I had passed through being the least of the lecturer and moved to the top of the cadre, being a professor. And within the university system, at a point or the other, you must have taken a position of responsibility, either a dean, a head of department, or lead a committee or the other. All these ones are things that will give you experience, generally for you to say, yes, you have had enough experience to take more duty. And apart from that, I have to give credence or thanks to the late governor, Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, SANCON, who gave me opportunity to also be a cabinet member. I was the immediate past special advisor on health of Ondo State. That gave me the opportunity to learn on the job on how the executive section of the of the government is being run. So if you want to look at it in terms of administrative experience, I have taken my time, I have prepared very well, I have been tested and I have performed. If it is in terms of executive arm of the government experience, I have worked with the late governor and I have been able to do the job that I was saddled with. Apart from that, I have also understood how the executive council moves and how things work out generally. If it is in terms of education acumen, I have the highest of all education acumen that you want. I apart from being trained as a medical doctor, I have a master's in business administration. I also have a master's in science of cell biology and genetics. Again, I have had other degrees outside this country. I have had a degree from the United Kingdom, which is diploma in forensic home identification. I have had training in Australia, in US, where I have had those experiences. And you need to bring all this experience together for you to improve what is on ground in our state. So I can tell you categorically, in fact, for you to have also had those education certification, you must also show evidence that you have used it to benefit mankind. And that is what is needed for you to have promotion from lecturer 1 to lecturer to senior lecturer. I have been able to translate what I have learned into improving the system. And these are things that are used together to promote you and to become a professor. And I can tell you many of my research work have been used within this country and outside this country, and today still benefiting humankind. So I can tell you, I am the most qualified in terms of experience. I am the most qualified in terms of exposure. I am the most qualified in terms of having the knowledge, know-how of how things are done. So
but if I may come in here, Professor Fadoile, competence is one thing and qualification is another thing. But people will say, look, whether it is to clinch the party's ticket or to win an election, it is a popularity context. What is your popularity within your party?
Well, I must say that I have been part of the progressive structure since 1990, since 2009. I contested in the House of Assembly in 2011, and I have my own group of people who are supporting me. I contested in 2015. I have a group of people who are supporting me, even within this party, the same AC, ACN, APC, which I have remained all through. I contested briefly with Aiyedatiwa during his second time in 2020, and I have my people on ground. I do not make noise. They say that a drum that has fluid within it does not make noise. We are not the people who are buying people, who are going to the social media or going to the print and audiovisual to start showing how well you are meeting people, discussing with them. We do our own in such way that we are getting the support base generally, and our level of acceptability is high. The only thing I have not done is for me to come to social media and start making noise or going to buy front pages of newspaper to showcase what I've done or to do what, to say, well, this is what I'm doing. Because politics is, for you to be a leader, is a position of responsibility. It's not a position in which you want to show that you are garrulous, that you are proud, that you have this. It's a position in which you must show a lot of humility. And this is what we are showing. We want to work for the people, we want to work with the people, and we want to work to make sure that the generality of the community is better. And that's what we are doing. It's not about making noise about our popularity status. Thank you.
Let me go to Mr. Edema. I'll also ask you the same question in terms of your chances to clinch the party's ticket and to win an election in Ondo State.
I've also said it on this channel before that I joined politics in 1990 when General Ibrahim Babangida made it possible for some of us who are young people at that time to be able to join political parties because he created the enabling platform for us. We were equal joiners and equal founder of the SDP and ROC, which Babangida handed over to us. And at that tender age, I was a delegate to the Just Convention in 1993, where we elected Bashorun Moshood Kashimawo Abiola as the candidate of SDP, and later who won the June 12th election. So at that tender age, if I could defeat so many people in the then Ilaje SLO, the local government, which is now Ilaje local government and the SLO, would become if I had the highest vote in that primary election, that is how I started. And ever since then, I have participated in almost all the primary elections that I have participated in the party that I have been. I have also contested in those primaries. I have won many. I have also lost some, no doubt. But the implication is that I am a grassroots politician, and they know me and they trust me because they know I don't lie. They know I will say what it is, the way it should be. So, and that is what you need to be able to give to your people. They should be able to trust you. For instance, in 2016, I was the chief returning agent of late Arakuri in the election that was held at the Dome in Ondo State in 2016. Go and verify. So I've been part of the system since 1990, and they know me. And that without prejudice the fact that I've also developed myself academically. For instance, I have my first degree in geography from Obafe Mabolo University in Ife. Before I went to study law at the University of Ibadan. And ever since then, I have
and again, connection. But Mr. Edema, please confirm for us that you're still there. All right, we understand that he's not there. When we have him back, we'll just allow him continue that thought. But again, back to Professor. All right, he's back. Go ahead, please.
So I'm a lawyer by profession, I'm a legislator, and I've also served as the chairman of the Ondo State Oil Producing Area Development Commission. You will recall that the Niger Delta area of Ondo State is the most turbulent in the entire state. And I was able to manage.
Let's get to Professor Fadoili. Professor Fadoili, one of the issues in your state just before the demise of the former governor was that political crisis between the current governor and then the State House of Assembly. But it seemed that there is a turn of events as we're now seeing the Speaker of the State Assembly, Honorable Olamide Oladiji, endorsing the governor along with Professor Fadile, are you there, please? Along with 14 other State House of Assembly, lawmakers. Does that give you a sense of concern with this kind of endorsement coming from the House of Assembly for the governor? That look, he seems like he's a preferred aspirant.
Well, thank you very much. I think it's important for us to also know that the members of the Ondo State House of Assembly are also political animals, and they have their own choice at any given time. What happens about the number of those who are given endorsement? I don't think it is that 14 or 15 that you are saying. At the inauguration, the Speaker came out and said it was 18, and I remember that 13 of them wrote that they were not part of it, and they actually stood their ground. And in a 26-member house, it means that you cannot have 18 when 13 has stated that they do not agree with it. And even the one we saw in Abuja, it was 13 of them, including the Honorable Speaker. But the Speaker has his own reason to choose wherever he wants, but it doesn't mean that his choice is going to be universal to everybody. He has a reason for his own choice. He's the same Speaker who was leading the position of impeaching a person some few weeks away. And if he has turned cold, well, he knows why. But importantly, is that Ondo State needs someone who has the temerity to lead its state from the current situation. The current situation in Ondo State, especially within the APC family, is not a thing in which you can just wish away. We need to bring everybody together. We have had, even in the House of Assembly, we have 13-13, and that is not good for democracy. It is the best for us to have someone who can bring A and B together so that we can work together. Like what my fellow brother has said earlier about the polarization within the party. If you choose A or you choose B, B may decide not to work with A, or A may decide not to work with B. So it's better for us to have a fellow who can unite, who can bring the two of them together. And that is beauty of democracy and resolution. Again, for what the Speaker is doing, I don't think is that popular. Even within his area, we have people who are supporting other candidates. So importantly, we cannot take that as the gospel truth or as the final say or as what we will use to judge that the current Speaker position is the best for the state at this particular time.
So you're saying that the endorsement of the Speaker and some other lawmakers isn't weighty enough to garner support for the governor?
Can we say that the protest letter written by the 5 members of House of Assembly, House of Representatives out of 8 in Ondo State is strong enough for us to say the governor does not enjoy the support of the people? Everybody has a reason or the other to take a position. We should not in any way try to elevate somebody beyond his own individual person. The Speaker is Honorable Oladiji by himself. He's not speaking for anybody. He's not in the House that is speaking for us. He's taking his position, and anybody can take a position. So it doesn't in any way make it as if it is the general view of people. So I can tell you for a fact that that does not translate to
What about the move by the what they call, I think they call them the elders of the Ondo State All Progressives Congress? They are called Ondo APC Aborigines. They said they have penned down 3 governorship aspirants on the party's platform to consider for endorsement. And what do you also make of that?
Well, I have seen those Ondo Aborigines, and I have seen the dramatic personnel leading that are those people who we have seen in one particular area supporting one particular candidate. I think, you see, if you come to Ondo State, or if you are in Ondo State, it's a season of endorsement. A endorses B, B endorses B, Group A endorses someone, Group B endorses the same person, Group C endorses. Even we have artisans, we have cobblers, we have this, everybody endorses. And it is important for us that we should know that what we need to do is for a candidate or aspirant to go and sell himself to the public, to the members of the party. We should leave this endorsement charade and face what we need to do. It's not about endorsement. What do they have to show that they are endorsing without the person talking to them, telling them what he wants to do? So what we are doing, what we believe in real democracy is every aspirant who goes out to go and sell himself to the people who wants to vote. It's not the other way, in which we have people who are not members of APC, people who are not politically inclined, people, in fact, we even have a group of revert people coming and they are being forced to say, okay, endorse, endorse, endorse. It is enough for this endorsement. Let everybody go out, let everybody goes out and go and present themselves.
All right. Professor Fadile, I also want to quickly put you on hold because I understand we have Mr. Aiyedatiwa back now. His connection has been a bit shaky. But I want to see if we can give you the last few minutes that we have on the program because, you have not had enough time to speak, as it were, because of a connection. So whilst you were speaking earlier, it was interesting that you mentioned, some of the things you said the last time you were on TVC News. But somebody responded to your last conversation with us, and the person said, and his name is Eniola Peter Amoniyi. He said that you should have been useful to your kindred first before thinking about a whole state management. And he asked you a question. Can you point to what you did in your hometown when you were a member of the House of Assembly and as Osopadec chairman?
Much. I'm sure that fellow Saturdays don't live in Ondo State. Even he claimed to be an indigent. When I was in the House of Assembly, I was the first honorable member to do what we call stakeholder forum, to be to give account of what I did in 4 years when I was leaving the House of Assembly. And I represented my people so well because I gave scholarships, and some of the people I gave scholarship to, a lot of them went to the university and they have graduated, and I can attest to that testimony. But let's go to Osopada, which is an executive function. In Osopada, when I got there, the bursary system, for instance, which I restored, was abandoned since 2014. The last time bursary was paid in Osopada was the year 2014. I got there in 2017. I paid Osopada bursary every year because it comes from our budget, which is an annual budget. So you can go and also find out if it's part of us. Then two, when I became Osopada chairman, I realized that there was so much of truancy in our public institutions, especially the basic health facilities and schools. And what was the essence? What was causing truancy? A lot of the people working there, they didn't have accommodation. So we decided to build houses as staff quarters to all the utilities in Ilaja and SL Duduko government. They are also verifiable. So I can tell you that the fellow who has raised those questions certainly is not within Ondo State. And beyond that, I also emphasize the issue of investment as a way of curbing poverty in our climate. And that was why we created the Memphis Microfinance Bank, which is capitalized over 200 million naira, and in existence to give credit, to give microcredit to our people so that
again, I was hoping I could give Mr. Aiyedatiwa the last few minutes. All right, please go ahead.
400 hectares of land over Ondo State, for which we are building, because we anticipate that there are a lot of investment that will come into Ondo State, especially the deep sea port, which will require that they will be hiring more than 100,000 people, and certainly they will need accommodation. We are already prepared for this, and that is the vision I want to put into governance when I become the governor of Ondo State.
And considering how the primaries, APC primary in Ondo State played out, are you optimistic of a fair or free and fair process in Ondo?
very well. I'm very, very optimistic. From what they have done so far, I have not seen anything to suggest that we are not going to have a free and fair primary. And we are prepared. And that's why I must thank the people who contributed, the goodwill people, the good people of Ondo State, who in their will contributed so much money for people like us to contest, because they are so happy and they wanted us to obtain form. People thought the form was for only the money bags. But the people of Ondo State came together, put money together for people like us to be able to purchase the 50 million naira form. So they're already there for me. And if people contributed money, that is their investment and they're going to protect it. Rather than somebody
Mr. Aiyedatiwa, we hear that a lot. Politicians always say that people contributed money for them, but we will see how
money, because I have the money bag. So it's right for anybody to believe or to know.
I'm afraid we have to leave it there.
Who are the sources of their contribution?
We don't have to leave it there. Thank you so much for talking to us. A former member of Ondo State House of Assembly, former chairman of SuperDec, and former member of NDDC board, Benga Aiyedatiwa. And also Professor Francis Fadoile. I just want to give you, also get your last thought. What you make or how optimistic you are in terms of the primary in Ondo State, APC primary. Do you think that it will be free and fair? And how, if you do not win, would you be willing to support whoever emerges?
Well, thank you. The good thing about democracy is that the people will make their choice. And once the choice is made, you have to abide by the choice of that people. And the good thing that is happening now, the revolution that is happening now, is that people are tired of all those people who had been coming to rape them, take them for granted. They want a new change. I am the new lease of life that people are looking for. And I can tell you, the support base we are having has been very, very great. And I'm positive that given how the party will conduct the election, I will come out victorious. And I can tell you that Ondo State will be better in the next 4 to 8 years, whichever one that are people for us. Thank you very much.
I'm sure we'll have this conversation with you again. The primary is just two or three weeks away. We'll have this conversation with you again before or after that primary. Thank you so much for your time. Former National President of the NMA, Professor Francis Fadoile.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. I'm happy to be with you.